Hi, it's David Mourad here. It's the 7th of February. Just a recap over the last month's runners. We'll kick off things with Jane's Angel, trained by Mick Price. She's been very good this preparation. She's just jumped out of the ground and won 2 from 2. First up was at Werribee on the 13th of January, over 1,425 metres. Really good effort. She travelled nicely, peeled out wide and really ran down the leaders strong to win in the dying stages. Stepped up sharply in grade to midweek metropolitan level at Sandown last week Wednesday in a strong field. Wasn't necessarily expected to win, but thought she'd run well, and Mick Price actually had another horse in the race who was a favourite and expected to win, but Damien Oliver rode our horse A Treat, but she was equally as impressive in really letting down and beating them quite comfortably in the end. So it was a super win. We were very impressed and very excited about that. And so she's out for a freshen up now. She just pulled up a little bit of inflammation in her fetlock, so we'll just give her an easy week or so, and Mick will have a look at her when she's back in the stables and decide if she presses on for the preparation or if she needs to go out for a spell. So fingers crossed she can press on, because that was an exciting win, and who knows where she might end up. Next horse is Cheeky Reward, trained by Darren Weir. She raced 3 times in January, had 2 metropolitan starts after a good win breaking her maiden. She was stepped up straight to Saturday grade, which is always a huge task. She drew wide. She'd never really had a good run in the race. She was back wide, and I just think it was too tough given the run she had. She did sort of finish towards the rear of the field. Wasn't disgraced. She was dropped back to midweek metropolitan level the start after. Had a very sort of a similar ride in the way the race planned out. She was sort of tracking into the straight, but she did get a bit of a bump and lost her balance, and didn't recover well because of that. They dropped her back in grade to the country level start after that. At Tereng, over 1,200 metres, again drew wide. She hasn't had much luck with gates this preparation, but she raced really well and stuck on strong. She was finishing off very well and just got pipped on the line to run second, beating her nose just in the last stride. So it was a really good effort, and looking forward to her next start, which may be at Ballarat on the 13th over 1,200. So fingers crossed she can draw a gate, and I'm sure she's close to another win. Double the Magic, also trained by Darren Weir. She raced twice in January and also yesterday at Ballarat. The first run in January she ran 7th at Yarra Valley. Bit of an awkwardly run race, stop start. It didn't suit her, so it wasn't sort of a good guide of what she's capable of. She bounced back with a really good second at Pakenham the start after, over 1,400 I believe it was, and a really good win. Just got beaten half a length. The leader kicked it away, and she did try to run it down, and she made up good ground and just missed out in time. Yesterday's race was disappointing. She did have a tough run. She was wide. She didn't have cover, so there are excuses, but still probably would have liked to see her finish a bit better. But maybe she just needs to draw a gate and have that nice run. So fingers crossed she's come through that fine and we can find another race for her. True Kisses, trained by John and Chris Ledger this preparation. Had a really good first up run for them, and that was over 1,400 metres at Benalla on the 24th of January. She stormed home from near last to run 4th, beaten just over a length, flying home, and basically you could make a case if she drew a gate in that race she could win. So she steps up to 1,600 metres this Friday at Bendigo. That extra distance is going to suit. She's trained on. I haven't been through the field to really sort of know the competition too well, but going off her ability and the progression from first up to second up, I would assume she'd be really competitive again. Sacamano, trained by Jason Attard, he raced once in January and then again on the 1st of February. Both decent efforts. The run in January he ran a close 4th, at Muswellbrook, and then again last start was an even closer third again at Muswellbrook, just beaten a nose by a nose. So he's close to a win now, and hopefully that might be at Bathurst on the 19th of February over 1800 metres. C-Sharp, trained by Tim Martin, he raced twice in January. His latest outing was a good third at Hawkesbury on the 24th over 1800 metres, so he's getting up to that trip that he likes. He's a winner over 2000 metres, so he's just starting to get up in the distances. He's accepted to race at Canterbury this Friday night over 1900 metres. He also is in the nominations at Newcastle on Sunday, 1850 metres. So yeah, look, like I said, he's getting up to that trip, and fingers crossed we can see him winning shortly also. Sedanza, trained by Gay Waterhouse, Adrian Bott, she just raced the once in January, but it was a super race. It was on the Gold Coast in the $1 million Magic Millions Trophy over 2200 metres. I'm sure most of you have seen it. She put in a huge performance, and she was so unlucky she just got pipped on the line to be beaten in the smallest of margins. To run second still gave us a huge thrill, and we picked up, or the owners picked up $185,000 for the run. So she's just having a short freshen up now, and she'll be back in the Gay stables in another week or so, and they'll confirm the plans for her. But fingers crossed we can see her figure in some of the nice races throughout the autumn, and be exciting to see her back at the races. Weld, trained by Mick Price, he ran his second up race at Moonee Valley on Australia Day, 26th of January. After a really good win first up, progressed to midweek metropolitan level. He was disappointing. He is a colt, and he hasn't been genuine throughout the prep, and it showed in that race. He wasn't switched on, he wasn't focused, he never really let down, and that's a typical trait of what colts can be like. So the decision was made to gelt him, and he's out. He's been gelded. He's going to have 6 weeks in the paddock. That will certainly keep his mind on the job next preparation. He's a nice horse with good ability, and we'll see huge improvement next time in and have a lot of fun. Enlighten Me, trained by Gerald Ryan, she debuted at Gosford on the 11th of January over 1,000 metres. She was slow to begin, was towards the rear of the field, and sort of just maintained that position the whole way out throughout the race. It wasn't a disgraceful effort. Should certainly take a lot of benefit from the experience, and I believe she's a filly that's looking for a bit further as well. So like I said, she'll take benefit from the experience. She's having a spell now, and she'll return bigger and stronger next time in. Commanding Witness, trained by Gay Waterhouse, Adrian Bott, raced first up at Hawkesbury on the 24th of January over 1,300 metres. He ran 5th, beaten 3 lengths. It was a disappointing result on first glance. He was the favourite. We were expecting to see him win. But as it's turned out, he pulled up the next day with chips in his knee. So genuine excuse for the poor performance there. He did have surgery, remove those chips, and he needs 3 months in the paddock to recover. They do come back well from knee chips. Have got onto it straight away, and that's sorted. So he's a nice horse with a future, but we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer to see his best. Royal Treasury, trained by Mick Price, she raced the once in January. First up at Ballarat on the 16th, over 1,200 metres. It was an even effort, but she is a horse that is looking for further. She ran second up at Kyneton on the 2nd of February over 1,450 metres, and she ran a solid second there actually. Mick Price had the favourite as well, and it was expected hard to beat, and our filly only got beaten 1 length by that horse, so it was a good effort. I think she's going to appreciate a bit further again, and she may race next on the 18th of January either at Ballarat or Moe over 1,600 metres. So that was all the runners over the last month or so. Last month's tip was Sedanza. She obviously came so close, as I've mentioned. Just a shame we couldn't get the win there, but she's definitely a horse to keep an eye on going forwards. This month's tip, I've had a look at the races on Saturday at Warwick Farm. Race 8, number 4, Show a Star, currently paying $3 fixed. Good strong win last start, and I'm sure there's a little bit of improvement to come there. Should be forward in the run, and I think he would be hard to run down there and be hard to beat. So I think $3 fixed is a good price, and I think if he doesn't win, he'll come very, very close. So that's the tip for this month. Just a bit of news. Seabrook runs for us this Saturday at Caulfield, the Group 2 Blue Diamond Prelude for fillies, over 1,100 metres, $200,000 race. She's a very smart filly. She's drawn barrier 4. Damien Oliver booked to ride. Look, it is a strong field, which you expect in a Group 2. All the good 2-year-olds are trying to get into the Blue Diamond, as is she. So, but she'll take her place. Her first run ever was really good, and I think with a nicer run on Saturday, look, she gets her chance, and she's certainly not without a chance in a fairly even race. So fingers crossed she's good enough to get over the line and win, and if so, then she heads onto the Blue Diamond. So bit of excitement there, which is always great for us. So good luck to all the owners in Seabrook this Saturday, and good luck to all of our other owners with runners over the weekend and over the next month, and we'll be in touch with you early March. Thanks, bye.